Hey, you guys. Happy Monday. All right. First of all, before I even start this video, let me just say I so appreciate all the freaking awesome sauce. Love you guys sent my way after my surgery and all the awesome prayers. Like, dudes and dudettes, I I am overwhelmed with just like so much genuine, amazing love. And that I honestly believe for real that that helped heal me faster. I mean, I'm still healing obviously, but I can get up here and make a video. And I don't think I could have done it without you guys. Okay. Short video, but this is something that was on my mind before I went to surgery. And it's that watch out in general, okay? Because the narcissist and narcissistic people and people with narcissistic tendencies, which we really need to stay away from all of the above, they will replace you and neglect you via their hobbies and trips. What do I mean by trips though? Like, I mean physical excursions with friends, family, whatever. It's a trip somewhere, right? Or like either an annual or weekly or a monthly trip. Let me explain. So let's go into hobbies first. I thought I was the only one who thought about this, but apparently, obviously, no one ever is. If you have a TikTok, because I give props where props are due. There is a lady on TikTok named Mel Hamlet, like Hamlet, you know, Mel Hamlet, and she also talks about men and their hobbies, but I'm talking about narcissists and their hobbies, so that can be a woman too. Okay, did your ex narcissist either like come in with a specific hobby or develop a particular hobby while you were in that relationship? Right? Let me give you an example. For me, it was skateboarding. I am not a skateboarder. I'm a fine artist, a visual artist, an artist in general, right? I don't skateboard. Do I have a desire to skateboard? No. So this past last narc decided that he wanted to be a skateboarder. I mean, he was already kind of doing that when I met him, but remember, whatever the narcissist is into when you meet them is really just a reflection of whatever persona they had to put on for the person that they're currently discarding. Okay? Because if they're talking to you, they're in the midst of discarding someone. That is every single time. Don't say maybe, maybe not. No, that is 1,000 infinity per 1,000 to the infinite power. True. They're always discarding someone when they meet you. Okay? They just need you so that they can like step from that yard over the fence into your yard, right? So whatever they did, whatever hobby they had, if they're like, I'm into sewing, no, bitch, that X supply, that supply that they're discarding, the poor soul that's about to be flabbergasted and betrayed and have the rug pulled out from under them, they're probably either into sewing or said something about how they like sewing, or that's the hobby that narcissists used to like ignore them. And that's why you see that. In my case, my ex-narc really enjoyed skateboarding. Now, I was never going to skateboard. I'm never going to skateboard. Have I gotten on one? Yes. Have I learned to kind of ride it? Yes. But do I want to? No. That's not my shit. That's not my stilo, right? So that's not my skiggly doodah, all right? So he came in skateboarding. Now, eventually, all throughout it, but mainly towards the discard, he thoroughly used the excuse of being passionate about skateboarding to leave out of the house. As soon as he woke up, he's splashing water on his face, probably not even his nuts, probably not even, maybe sometimes his nuts, and through that hair of his, and he would get the fuck out of there and go skateboarding for 2 hours. He knew that I wasn't going to say anything about it because he also knew that as an artist, as a creative being, I'm not the type of person that's going to hinder you from being creative in whatever avenue and tool you use to be creative with. I don't do that to my kids. I would not do that to a partner, or I wouldn't do it to anyone, let alone a friend or anything like that. So he knew I wasn't going to question that. If you enjoy skateboarding and that helps you keep your blood pressure low and your hopes high and all that stuff, then by all means, we will get on four wheels and skiggly doodah, right? So that's what he would do. And he would do that shit sometimes for way long, like closer to the end, it got way longer and longer, obviously, because he was not just like skateboarding. He was skating to a supply that he secured like nearby and fucking them until he got done fucking them, and then just casually skateboarding back home. So that's why it would take, like, instead of 1 hour in the morning, it would be like 2.5, right? Because you had to go over there and drop that supplies draws and, you know, do whatever you did with her. Maybe, possibly, sometimes not even shower, just to be funny when he came home. Once he came home to shower. But those hobbies, that chick on TikTok talks about that. I don't know which one of her videos it is, but either way, hobbies are an extreme way for a narcissistic and gross, insidious individual that has nefarious intentions to neglect you, right? It even helps them to maintain their side hustles, their side relationships, their cheating relationships, right? Because they know that, just like he knew, I'm not going outside with you to track you skateboarding. I'm not going to skateboard with you. And they make it so that it's something that if you were to say, hey, hun, you're spending a little too much time on that thing that you like to do. Can you please come home sometimes? They're going to be like, oh, you're a dirty bitch. You're like the gross bitch. Oh my God, you don't like me doing what I do. You're such an insecure piece of shit. Like, wow. They'll do that to you, right? And so it'll make you the villain because you are now stopping them from their happiness doing their hobby. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to clear my nose. Okay. You're stopping them from doing their hobby. You cannot say anything about it because you're now the bitch. You're the monster under the bed, even though when a narc looks under the bed after they discard you, you know how you feel like there's a monster under your bed? When they look under their bed, there's really a monster under that bitch. Surprise. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So with the hobbies though, this chick Mel even named a few, but I agree. Let's go ahead and tackle what the fuck just happened with that submersible. I think that's a dick way to say it. I'd rather just say submarine. But the submersible. What happened? Some billionaire douchebag, and I don't care if someone gets mad and goes, it's not funny. No, it's not funny. It's not actually funny, but it's fucked up that some millionaire douchebag who had kids at home and a whole ass wife decided, I feel like playing in the ocean and charging people to play in the ocean with me, even though I already have enough money, but you can never have too much of that because that's God to me, right? I'm going to put them in a tube that I know doesn't work. And what I'm going to do after charging them for putting them in the tube while I'm playing outside of going home with my family and being a real ass man and taking care of home, I'm playing in the water because I feel like looking at the Titanic and rubbing my money on my booty hole. Imploded the fuck out of everybody. Not blew up, imploded the fuck out of everybody, blowing up backwards, bitch. Right? Because I'm a millionaire and I'm that guy with my fucking stupid hobby. And now who's at home with no father? Oh, his kids are at home with no father. Who's at home taking care of those kids with no father? Oh, that wife that he left behind because he was dicking around with his hobbies. Right? Wow. So that leads me into trips. What about those trips that narcissistic person takes? Oh, I'm going on a trip with the boys. We're going out hunting. If you're not country or somewhere where your man will hunt. Oh, I'm going on a trip with the boys. We always do fantasy football nights every second Friday of the night. Right? Oh, we always do this once a month. We go to a different place. Me and my boy club. Me and my girl club. Me and my club. We take trips where they're all really secretly just fucking each other. And using that club and those trips to neglect and ignore you. And if you have created a family with them, they neglect and ignore that family, right? To their own and your detriment. For real. Because that idiot that went down in that fucking summer rain that he made out of bird spit and twigs and fucking doo-doo imploded like a dumb bitch. Like dumb bitches do, they implode. You're so dumb you couldn't explode. You went somewhere and imploded under the fucking sea with a goddamn video game controller controlled submersible that you put together with booty juice and dreams. You fucking idiot. I feel no remorse or sorrow for that bitch ass, negroid, fucking whatever the fuck you want to call that asshole. He's gross. We'll know more. He's fish hot dog meat that has already been consumed under the ocean. I do not feel sorry for him. His wife, now she got to be at home dealing with that shit. And guess what? Everyone's shitting on his kid, which I think he was a stepdad too, but don't quote me on that. He might not be. But everyone's shitting on his kid. Maybe it wasn't his stepdad. But his kid went to some shit like a Blink-182 concert while they were searching for his ass. And everyone's like, oh my God, why are you... Candace Owens, chocolate-covered Oreo cookie head ass. She's a coon. Sat there and was like, oh, I would have cut him out the will if I got found and I knew he went to a Blink-182 concert while I was being looked for. Bitch, no one will look for you either, Candace Owens. You weird-looking bitch. You weird-ass whore. Like, what? That kid went to that concert while that fool was missing because obviously that kid knew something. That kid knew what dogs and babies know. Because animals, especially dogs and babies, but animals and babies in general, or animals and children, they can sense when someone's full of shit and gross as fuck. They try to give you signs. They just don't speak as good of your language as you speak. But animals and babies, baby, you better listen to what the fuck they're trying to tell you. Because that kid knew, I'd rather be at this concert than give a shit about them looking for this asshole. You don't know how that man was at home. And more than likely, he was some shit at home. He looked like a doofus. He looked like he goes off into outer space and goes to the planet Durf. He goes to, what was it? It was a episode of a cartoon show called Bubble Guppies. Ironically, Bubble Guppies, because they're under the sea, where this idiot is now laying, right? And they said, stupid people go to a place called Knucklehead Space, where all the knuckleheads reside on planet Durf. I swear to you, if I could find that and put it in this video, I would have. But they really did that on an episode of a show called Bubble Guppies. Yeah, those trips are just to get away from you and make you neglect it and have to do more shit by yourself. That's what it is. There was one lady who talked about how there was a trip taken that her man would take every weekend or every other weekend or something of every month. Her man was taking trips to go hunting with his best friend, who was also a man, obviously. And really, they were just reenacting every scene from the middle to the climax to the end of Brokeback Mountain. They were just fucking in the woods, really. They never came home with any game. Watch out for how the narcissist will use trips with their friends and how they will use hobbies that you do not have any interest in to neglect you and go and cheat. Anyway, hope that made sense. Glad I'm back. Nice to see ya. All right. Love you. Bye. And happy Monday.